you have dreamed of getting married. Maybe you have thought about who would be your best man or who would be your maid of honor. I know from the time I was a little girl, I have dreamed of my wedding. Bright colors, a beautiful dress, and my family there to celebrate with me. For many Americans, this dream is crushed, all by their sexual preference. Due to a person's sexual preference, in some states they cannot legally marry their significant other and are not able to experience the benefits of marriage, while they watch as many heterosexual couples get married, divorced, and married again, while they don't even have the option to get married once. Today, I'm going to share why same-sex couples should be married based on basic human rights, America's ability to adapt to society, and the reduction of stress in same-sex couples who cannot use benefits of marriage. First, let's review same-sex marriage as a part of human rights. Same-sex couples are fighting for the same rights that African Americans fought for in the 50s and the 60s. African Americans fought for social acceptance and having the same rights and opportunities as Caucasians. Same-sex couples are fighting for the same rights that opposite couples already have to be married. America was built on the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Why can't same-sex couples have those rights too? One of the more popular arguments against same-sex marriage is that it violates the sanctity of marriage. According to Merriam-Webster, the word sanctity is defined as the quality or state of being holy or sacred. The word sacred is defined as worthy of religious veneration. Now, the First Amendment to the United States Constitution states that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. Most who argue against the same-sex marriage also refer to the religious piece of marriage. In government and legal terms, marriage is not religious. It is a legal bond between two people to receive special benefits. There's nothing religious about that. So why use religion in such a debate as this? Next, let's look at the way America has adapted to society. America is constantly adapting to the modern world. The same-sex community is even larger than some may realize. It encompasses lesbians, gays, bisexuals, and transgender people, or LGBT. Every community in America has at least one LGBT member, even if they have come out or they haven't. American history shows its adaptation to the modern world. Our founding fathers were not the same people that we are today. One of my favorite commercials on TV is for Geico Insurance. It makes fun of Paul Revere using a cell phone to call to let them know that the British was coming. America has adapted to technology and society over time and continues to adapt to its policies and laws. In history, African Americans have come from being forced to America and used as slaves to being completely integrated into American society and given all benefits as an American citizen should. Women in America have come from being housewives and borderline slaves to their husbands to having the right to vote, hold the same job as men, and just recently they've been allowed on front lines in our military's battles. History shows that America is forever changing and adapting to society, and we cannot stop it now. We must continue our American way and grant same-sex couples the right to marry. Now let's see what legalizing same-sex marriage can do to the LGBT community. Same-sex marriage will reduce stress in the LGBT community. Those who are part of this community suffer from the hardships and lack of benefits and recognition they can receive from the government and society. My best friend is a lesbian who has been with the same woman for 5 years. She wanted to pop the question one day, but she realized that the only difference it would make was a ring on a finger. She wouldn't have the benefits that my husband and I have because she cannot legally marry the love of her life. The stress of this began to weigh on her so heavily that she became severely depressed. At that point, all I could do was help her and accept her for who she was and support her as much as I could. About a year later, Washington State agreed to pass a law to accept gay marriage. Since that day, my best friend hasn't been happier with her new wife. Many same-sex couples suffer from depression because they are not accepted. You've heard many different stories of someone opening up about their sexual preference or being shunned away from their friends and family. Imagine if that were you. What if your friends and family would stop talking to you because your hair's brown or your eyes are blue? If same-sex couples had the right to marry and be accepted in society, depression within the community would be greatly reduced because the stress level would be much, much lower. There wouldn't be stress about what would happen if their significant other was to go to the hospital in critical condition, but you can't visit them. Or if your family and friends excluded you out of their lives. Same-sex marriage would reduce the stress and depression in America. In conclusion, same-sex marriage should be legalized based on basic human rights, America's ability to adapt to society, and the reduction of stress in the same-sex community. Everyone in America has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which shouldn't be taken away from people just because of their sexual preference. America has adapted to society since it came into existence. So why should we stop now? We need to continue to fight for equal rights for all, including those of different sexual preferences. Remember to keep your mind open and say yes to same-sex marriage.